let's not waste any time. If you're here to learn how to make money on Etsy with AI and wall art, then you're in the right place. But hey, if AI or wall art isn't really your thing, then you should probably leave, because this video isn't for you. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm George McConnell, and I've made a ton of money on Etsy. And I'm here to share with you what I've learned. No gatekeeping, no fluff. So with that said, we're just gonna jump right into this. So get ready. The first step of creating wall art is to understand who you're selling to. There are different types of buyers, and each group has unique needs. Some people want art for their living room or dining room, while others might be shopping for pieces that are going to brighten up their bathroom or even their bedroom. And then you have others that are looking for game rooms or even home offices. Now, each of these spaces cater to a specific audience, which means the designs that sell will vary depending on where that art is going in the home. And for this video, we're going to focus on living rooms and dining rooms, since they're some of the most profitable areas for wall art. And if you're curious about what works for the other spaces, then definitely leave me a comment below and I'll make sure to create that video for you later. Now let's talk about what sells in living rooms and dining rooms. Believe it or not, floral designs are some of the best sellers. I know it might sound basic, but the type of designs you choose make all the difference. For wall art, you want something elegant, timeless, and bold. For living rooms, think about delicate wild flowers, dramatic oversized blooms, or botanical gardens. These kind of designs have a universal appeal and work beautifully in these type of areas of the home. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Scrolling on Etsy, you can see items such as this one. It's a little darker, but it still appeals to a wide variety of people. And looking at the stats using Everbee, you can see that the item has sold over 1,600 times within the past 7 months. And even over this past month alone, it sold 262 times. Now moving on, you can see these ones as well. Both big sellers and cater to that sort of demographic. Now as we scroll a little further, this one's actually super interesting, and I've never seen it before. It's tree rings. Now I'm not sure if somebody made this with AI or not, but it's extremely interesting. And checking out the stats, it already has over 1,100 sold in 7 months, with 277 in the past 30 days. So clearly people are liking this. And I'm going to keep an eye on this one because I want to know if this is a new trend. Now before we continue, let me show you one that we can easily make with AI. This item here is 13 months old and has sold over 600 times since then. And looking at the stats, we can see it sold 46 times in the past 30 days alone. Also, one thing I love about Everbee is we can see the keywords that they're using to gain this sort of traction. Now, if you notice, they include the sizes as well as keywords for the living room. They also include bedroom, which I would have went with dining room instead, but that's just me. Either way, you get the idea on how they're targeting their audience. Now moving on to the images, they include images like I said earlier, showcasing where the art would be displayed. They not only include it in different settings, but they also make sure to display it with the different frames they offer, as well as displaying a little bit about the item they sell, such as the sizing. Now this is super important, which we'll touch base on in just a moment. Just displaying the art itself is not enough to sell it. You need to show it visually. Now once you know what sells, it's time to create your design. And for this, I like to use AI tools. Now when crafting your prompt, remember that details matter. For example, you'll want to specify the colors that you want to include. Are you going for muted tones or a vibrant pop? Next, describe the design elements that you want, like symmetry or a focal point. And don't forget about the texture and style. Should it be like smooth, watercolor, rough oil painting, or something more abstract? Now here's how I'm going to create a design. I start with the general prompt and I put it in ChatGPT. After providing all the elements that I want to see, from there I got an image that was okay. It just wasn't quite right. So I asked ChatGPT to include wildflowers instead. And here's the result. Now this is a winner to me, and this is something I could sell. It catches attention and has real potential to make money. Now I've heard Midjourney is a lot better than ChatGPT, especially for art. Unfortunately, I haven't used it yet, so I can't really comment on it, but I do plan to try to test it out in the future. So let's move on. For wall art, having a good upscaler is non-negotiable. A few months ago, I came across an incredible image enhancer called AI Arty, and recently they've upgraded to a whole new version. Now, if you already purchased it, based on my last review where I showed it kicking the crap out of Canva, then you can download the new update now and enjoy all the latest features for free. And trust me, the update is mind-blowing. Let me show you a quick example. So here's a picture of my grandmother, and it's honestly the last picture I ever took with her. It's extremely blurry, and no matter what program I use, I can never get it to look not blurry. But now look at this. The new face enhancer feature completely removes all that blur, and the result is unbelievable. I'm still shocked at how well it came out. And trust me, I've used a ton of programs trying to get this to look like that. Now, of course, we're going to be using it for upscale. I want you to understand, without a good image enhancer, your wall art won't come out the way it needs to. Tools like Kittl, Canva, or even Photoshop really can't give you the same level of quality. An enhancer like this allows you to upscale your image for larger prints, ensuring they look professional and stunning. Without it, you risk producing blurry artwork. And trust me, that leads to bad reviews and unhappy customers. So let me quickly demonstrate how it works. We'll take the image I made earlier in ChatGPT and throw it right into AI Arty. There are a few different settings to choose from, but for this example, I'm going to select More Detail version 3, which is the latest version. I'm also going to choose to upscale 8 times, which will bring that resolution to 8200 by 4680. Now within seconds, the image is upscaled and the quality is amazing. Looking at the different areas, you can see how the flowers really transformed. Not to mention how the sky just smooths out, where before it was a little rough. And zooming in even further, you can really tell the difference. Look at the purple and red flowers. Not only do the colors now just pop, but the image itself is crisp and clear. Again, this is not something Canva could do. And if you want to see how bad Canva really is, then I recommend you checking out this video afterwards. I cannot stress enough how important this step is. So please do not skip it. So now that we have the design and it's been upscaled, it's time to get it onto a product. For this, I use Printify. They offer a wide range of posters and canvas options, making it simple to cater to different preferences and styles. And once you find the product you like, such as the bordered canvas I showed earlier, then all you have to do is click design and the Printify's design page will pop up. From there, click upload and add your design. Then I'm going to adjust it to the position that I want it. Now, while doing so, if you notice on the right hand side, you'll see the image size and the DPI. Now this changes as we adjust the image. A higher DPI ensures the best quality and prevents blurriness, which is super important in maintaining those good reviews. If this goes red, then you need better quality image or upscale to a higher resolution. Now once you're happy with the design, click Save Product. You can also preview the mockups Printify offers to see how the artwork will look in real life settings. And after you're happy with the item, you can send it off to Etsy. Now before publishing, you'll probably want to add your title, description, and tags for your listing. You can also upload additional pictures. And if you prefer, you can also do this editing directly on Etsy as well. You don't need to do it all on Printify. So now let's talk about mockups. When you're selling something, you want the consumers to envision that item in their space. Since we're targeting people decorating their living room or dining room, it's essential to use mockups that showcase the art in those areas of the home. You can find great mockups on platforms like Creative Fabrica, Creative Market, or even Kittl. And if you have Placeit, that's another fantastic option. The key is to ensure your wall art is displayed in the rooms that you're targeting. For example, if you're marketing to people decorating their bathrooms, then include mockups showing the art in different bathroom settings. The same applies to bedrooms, offices, and even game rooms. This approach creates an emotional connection, turning a casual interest into an immediate need. Most purchases are driven by emotion and impulse, so this step is necessary and crucial. But listen, mockups are only half the battle. You'll also need to include key features in your pictures. Consumers today base their decision on visuals, not just descriptions. Alongside lifestyle images, include details like the artwork size, the dimensions, and even the framing options available. The goal is to provide as much information as possible without overcrowding that image. The more professional and informative your visuals are, the more likely you're going to convert a viewer into a buyer. So now that you've got all the basics down, it's time to start applying this to your own Etsy shop. But here's the thing. there's so much more to explore. If you're still curious on how to figure out pricing or how to scale, or even how to market your wall art effectively, then check out my other videos on my channel. I go over everything in great detail. And if you want even more help, then make sure you join my school community. It's absolutely free, and I'm going to be rolling out a free course very soon. So I hope to see you in there. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. You know I love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.